Hi, my name is Brian Decker,
I'm Leah Harvey.
I'm Natalie TC.
And I'm Emily Condon.
and today we're going to discuss the United Kingdom, the layout, and its layout and history. So first off, what is the United Kingdom? Here in the United States and internationally, we often have the misconception that the United Kingdom consists of Great Britain, the United Kingdom, and England. However, these things aren't all equal. They're all separate things, they're not interchangeable terms, and we're going to discuss the difference between the three of them and a little bit more about the layout and history of the UK as well. So the United Kingdom is actually one nation made up of 4 different countries. So the 4 countries included in the United Kingdom are England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. And the UK actually consists of 2 primary islands. The first island that we see right here is Great Britain, and that consists of England and Scotland, and as well as Wales. And the second island is right over here, and that is Northern Ireland. So an easy way to think about this is that the United Kingdom is actually very similar to the way the United States is set up. Here in the US, we have 50 states all combined underneath one federal government. And in the UK, they have 4 different countries that are under one legislative body as well. So these 4 nations are separate in the minds of the people over there, but they all have their own identity, but they're just combined together for governing purposes. In the case of the UK, domestic policies are primarily dictated by each country. For example, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales take care of their own education and healthcare services. However, England dictates its domestic policies based off of whatever the UK legislative body says as a whole. And for the purpose of international relations, they're identified as one sovereign nation when it comes to negotiating with other countries and for diplomatic reasons. So just as a cheat sheet, the different terms and their definitions are the United Kingdom consists of England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Great Britain is one of the 2 primary islands. Ireland is the other primary island, but it's important to differentiate that Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland are separate. Northern Ireland is a part of the United Kingdom, Southern Ireland is not. And England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales are the 4 individual nations that make up the UK. And as you can see from our little diagram here, it shows the UK consisting of Ireland and Great Britain. Ireland is Northern Ireland is a part of Ireland, and Southern Ireland is not. And then as for Great Britain, we have England and Wales that make up the body.
Alright, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the history because they obviously did not all form together at the same time, so it was kind of a gradual formation of the UK. In 1536, this was really the beginning of the UK. England and Wales came together, and just about 200 years later, Scotland decided to join in, forming the Kingdom of Great Britain. And then 100 years later, Ireland joins, but then eventually Southern Ireland removes itself in 1922. And England is approximately half of Great Britain, so making up a very large portion of it. Obviously, we're visiting the capital city of London. It's governed entirely by the UK Parliament, and many of the cities were founded by the Romans in the 5th century, including London and many cities that end in Chester, Cester, Castor, are just some of them. It is also, Celtic tribes fought for this land after the Romans left, and eventually brought the Germanic tribes of the Anglo-Saxons and Jutes. They conquered it for themselves in the end, but and then eventually in 1066, the Normans took it and from France at the Battle of the Hastings, and William I becomes king. And Wales is just a 1/6 of Great Britain, so a lot smaller than England. And the capital city is Cardiff, and primarily rooted in Celtic tribes. Welsh is the oldest language there and most commonly used. The junction with England in 1536 marked the beginning of the UK, which we just talked about. And it has a very rugged and green landscape with lots of mountains, lots of rivers, and vegetation there. Rich history in music and literature as well.
Alright, so the next component of the UK that we'll talk about is Scotland. Scotland takes up approximately a third of the island of Great Britain, and its capital city is Edinburgh. Scotland for a very long time has had a very complex history and has kind of a strained relationship with England. For many years they've tried to separate from England. This goes back to one of my favorite movies of all time, Braveheart. They've fought for independence from their neighboring country. And then in 2014, they've actually had a referendum to vote whether or not they should stay in the United Kingdom, but ultimately decided to stay. And then next, the next country in the UK is Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland joined the UK in 1801, or excuse me, the entire island of Ireland joined the UK in 1801. But however, in 1921, Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland split. Southern Ireland left to form the Irish Free State, and Northern Ireland decided to retain its membership in the United Kingdom. The division was created by a conflict between the British Army and the Irish Republican Army, and this was primarily over religious reasons. Southern Ireland was very Catholic, and Northern Ireland was very Protestant, which caused rifts between the two. And in the case of the UK today, Northern Ireland is somewhat aloof and outside and separated from the rest of the UK. So an interesting part about the United Kingdom is the Union Jack. The Union Jack, at first, before I started researching this project, I thought it was just one flag, just with kind of a cool design on it. However, it actually has quite a bit of meaning. So as countries joined the UK, they started to merge and overlap the flags on top of each other. So when England and Scotland combined, they took the English flag, which is just which is called St. George's Cross, I believe, and they overlapped it with Scotland's flag to combine the original Union flag. And then when Ireland joined, their flag at the time was just the Cross of St. Patrick, which is that red X shape. And they transposed that over top of the Union Jack at the time to come up with the new Union Jack. Make note that this Irish flag on this slide is different from the one on the last. Things have changed since that, and they have not updated the flag to reflect it.
So now that we've given a brief history over London and England and all these areas, we're going to go over the London layout and go through all the cities that we're going to go to and give you a brief history and a little bit of layout. So with London's layout, there are 32 boroughs. They're technically districts, and they're each governed by their own borough. And to give you guys an idea, we're staying in Regent's University, which is going to be in the borough of Westminster and Camden. That's where Regent's Park is, to give you guys an idea. So our first area that we're going to talk about is Westminster. It's technically one of those boroughs. Westminster was created in the 11th century. It's on London's West End, and they have 11,000 architectural historical buildings, so that's a fun fact about Westminster, and they hold, like the Westminster Abbey is very famous, along with the theaters, the Shakespeare Theatre and the Banqueting House and Victoria Palace Theatre. They also have the Carlton House, which is the area that we are visiting. It was a royal residency in 1709, and it was the home of the Prince Regent at the time, so it was very popular, and now it's the Westminster Carlton House Terrace is what we're going to see. So the next area we're visiting is Cambridge. It's actually 15 miles north of London, as you can see in the map here. The population is 123,867. A large portion, about 20,000 of the area, is made up of students because of Cambridge University. Cambridge is known as the second city of learning after Oxford. So with Cambridge University, we are visiting within the month that we're there. Fun facts, it was founded by scholars of Oxford. That's why it's known as the second city of learning, is after Oxford. And then, so it's the third longest surviving university. There's 100 libraries, it's also a fact, and then actually in the acceptance rate in 2015 was only 21% and has dropped since. So it's a very prestigious university. They are known for 89 Nobel Prizes affiliated with the university, and the university can actually claim, I think, 58 of those, which is more than Oxford can. And then also, they're also known for the 31 colleges, which is actually a lot, especially compared to Iowa State. So there's just a list of some of the colleges that are affiliated with the universities. So kind of interesting that we'll be able to see.
All right, so I'm going to talk about Oxford, which is another place we'll be visiting. Oxford is located in the county of Oxfordshire, England. It's 60 miles west of London. The population is about 160,000 today, and it was established in the 9th century. It's known as a city of spires because of the beautiful Gothic terrace, and it's also best known for the University of Oxford. So now I'm going to talk about the University of Oxford. There's no clear foundation date. It had existed in some form in 1096. It is the oldest university in the English-speaking world, and it is the central university, and like Cambridge, it has 30-plus colleges. The university has academic departments, research centers, administrative departments, and libraries and museums. Colleges are self-governing and financially independent from the university. A little more about the University of Oxford. There are about 23,000 students. About 11,000 are undergraduate and 10,000 are postgraduate. And 42% of the students are from a foreign country. They also offer more than 300 graduate degree programs. And 5% of the UK's graduate research comes from Oxford. Just to show how famous Oxford is, there's many famous Oxons, which include 27 prime ministers, at least 30 international leaders, 50 Nobel Prize winners, and 120 Olympic gold medalists. Another place we'll be visiting in Oxford is the Mini Plant. It's located in the Cali neighborhood of Oxford. It was established in 1913 by William Morris. In May 1959, the first mini car was produced. And then in 1994, BMW acquired the Mini Plant to update production. And in 2013, the Mini Plant in Oxford celebrated 100 years of car making at their Oxford plant. And today there are 5 different Mini models, which include the hatch, convertible, coupe, roadster, and 5-door hatch. So this concludes our presentation for today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email us, Skype us, or ask us while we're in London. Thanks for listening.